Imagine a seed, tiny, seemingly insignificant, yet within it lies an immense potential waiting to be awakened. That seed is you. And the question we face today is, are you ready to germinate and grow to extraordinary heights? Or will you remain dormant, never realizing the incredible potential that exists within you? Greatness isn't meant for everyone. This phrase echoes through the corridors of time, challenging our understanding of human potential. But what does it truly mean to be great? And why does this idea seem so controversial in our modern society? Brace yourself, for we're about to embark on a journey that will challenge everything you believe about equality, potential, and what it truly means to achieve greatness. Have you ever wondered why, in a world of over 7 billion people, only a few names echo through the ages? Why do some individuals seem destined to leave an indelible mark on history, while others are content with a common existence? The answer might surprise you and perhaps even disturb you. Picture yourself walking down a busy street, surrounded by a sea of anonymous faces. Amidst this ocean of humanity, some individuals stand out, like beacons in a dark night. What makes them different? What drives them to transcend the ordinary and achieve the extraordinary? And more importantly, could you be one of them? Since the dawn of civilization, we've grappled with the concept of equality. It's a noble ideal, no doubt, but in our pursuit of justice and equity, have we inadvertently stifled the potential for true greatness? This is an uncomfortable question, I know. But sometimes, discomfort is necessary for growth. Consider for a moment, if we were all truly born equal, why do only a few reach exceptional levels of achievement? This question takes us into uncomfortable territory, challenging our preconceived notions about human potential and destiny. But don't worry, for by the end of this journey, you'll have a new perspective that could change your life forever. The philosopher Jean-Jacques Rousseau once proclaimed, "Man is born free, and everywhere he is in chains." But what if these chains weren't imposed externally, but forged by our own insistence on a misunderstood equality? What if, in our attempt to level the playing field, we were actually suppressing the extraordinary? History is replete with individuals who rose above social norms, defying expectations and redefining the limits of what's possible. From Leonardo da Vinci to Marie Curie, from Martin Luther King Jr. to Steve Jobs, these individuals weren't content to blend into the crowd. They were driven by an inner force, an inextinguishable flame that led them to pursue something greater than themselves. The question is, do you feel that flame within you? And if you do, what are you doing about it? But here's the paradox. While we celebrate these icons, our society often works tirelessly to level the playing field, to ensure that no one stands out too much. In our well-intentioned pursuit of justice, are we risking creating a world where excellence is viewed with suspicion and mediocrity is rewarded? Think about that for a moment. How many times have you held back, diminished your ambitions, or silenced your boldest ideas for fear of standing out too much? Friedrich Nietzsche, the provocative German philosopher, argued that true greatness arises not from conformity, but from the will to transcend, to become something more than we are. He introduced the concept of the Übermensch or Superman, not as a physically superior being, but as someone who rejects social conventions in favor of their own values and vision. Imagine yourself free from the expectations of others, following only the call of your inner greatness. What would your life look like? This idea is deeply disturbing to many. It suggests that not everyone is destined for greatness, that some individuals possess innate or cultivated qualities that set them apart from the masses. But does recognizing these differences diminish the value of humanity as a whole? Or does it instead allow us to appreciate the unique diversity of talents and potentials that each individual brings to the world? As we delve deeper into this topic, a crucial question emerges. What does it truly mean to be chosen for greatness? Are some born with a predetermined destiny to achieve the extraordinary? Or is greatness something that can be cultivated, nurtured, and achieved by those who have the courage to pursue it? Have you ever had that nagging feeling that you were born for something more? That inner voice whispering that you have a greater purpose to fulfill? If so, you might be experiencing one of the first signs that you're destined for greatness. But beware, for recognizing this potential is just the first step on a challenging and often lonely journey. Are there signs that indicate someone is destined for greatness? Some argue that there are. An insatiable curiosity, an unwavering determination, a willingness to challenge the status quo. These are just a few of the characteristics often associated with those who leave an indelible mark on the world. But here's the crucial question. Do you recognize any of these characteristics in yourself? Imagine yourself as a rough diamond. The potential for extraordinary brilliance is there, but it requires pressure, time, and polishing to reveal itself. Similarly, those destined for greatness often go through periods of intense challenge and adversity. It's as if the universe is testing their determination, asking, how serious are you about realizing your potential? But the path to greatness is rarely smooth or straightforward. It's a lonely journey, often misunderstood by those around us. As Nietzsche observed, to live alone, one must be either a beast or a god, says Aristotle. Leaving out the third case, one must be both, a philosopher. This quote perfectly captures the paradox of those who seek greatness. They must embrace both their instinctual nature and their capacity for transcendence. This solitude isn't just a side effect of the pursuit of greatness, it's an essential component of it. It's in isolation that we find our unique voice, that we refine our vision, and that we forge the resilience necessary to persevere in the face of adversity. Think of the great geniuses of history. Many of them spent long periods in solitude, immersed in their work, ignored or ridiculed by their contemporaries. Consider the great innovators of history. Galileo faced persecution for his revolutionary ideas. Van Gogh lived in obscurity, his artistic genius recognized only after his death. Tesla, whose inventions shaped the modern world, often struggled against misunderstanding and ridicule. Each of these individuals faced a crucial moment: to continue forward, true to their vision, or to yield to the pressure of conformity. If you were in their shoes, would you have the courage to persist? These examples illustrate an uncomfortable truth. Society often punishes those who dare to stand out. Conformity is comfortable, difference is disturbing. Those who seek greatness must be prepared to face resistance, criticism, and even ostracism. But here's the secret that few understand. This resistance is actually a sign that you're on the right path. Think of it as a test from the universe. Each obstacle, each criticism, each moment of doubt is an opportunity to prove your commitment to your vision. It's as if the universe is asking, how serious are you about this? Do you really want greatness, or will you settle for the comfort of mediocrity? But it's precisely this struggle that forges greatness. Just as steel is tempered by fire, the human spirit is strengthened by adversity. Each obstacle overcome, each challenge faced, serves to refine and strengthen those destined for greatness. It's a process of transformation, where the ordinary is burned away, leaving only the extraordinary. This journey demands more than innate talent or favorable circumstances. It requires an indomitable will, a fierce determination to overcome not just external obstacles, but also our own internal limitations. It's what Nietzsche called the will to power, not a desire to dominate others, but a driving force for continuous self-overcoming. What doesn't kill me makes me stronger, Nietzsche wrote. This philosophy encapsulates the mindset necessary to achieve true greatness. It's not avoiding suffering or seeking comfort that elevates us, but our ability to face challenges, learn from them, and emerge stronger. Each failure, each rejection, each moment of doubt is an opportunity for growth. The question is, are you willing to embrace these opportunities? But why do so few choose this path? Why does the majority seem content with mediocrity when the potential for greatness exists within each of us? The answer might surprise you, and it's something that makes us deeply question our beliefs about human potential and confront some uncomfortable truths about our society and ourselves. The answer may lie in our collective psychology. Society, in its quest for stability and harmony, often discourages divergent thinking and extreme individuality. Our educational institutions, our social structures, and even our cultural norms frequently reward conformity over originality. But what if I told you that this pressure to conform is actually a test to separate those who are willing to stand out from those who are content to blend in? This phenomenon isn't new. Throughout history, those who dared to think differently, who dared to challenge established norms were often marginalized, ridiculed, or worse. And yet, it's precisely these individuals who have pushed humanity forward, who have led us to new heights of understanding and achievement. The question is, are you willing to join their ranks? The question we must ask ourselves is, are we willing to pay the price for greatness? Are we prepared to embrace solitude, face misunderstanding, and persist in the face of adversity in pursuit of something greater than ourselves? And if the answer is yes, what comes next? Have you ever wondered why, in a world that preaches equality, some individuals seem to stand out so dramatically from others? Why, despite all our efforts to create a level playing field, do we still see the emergence of geniuses, visionaries, and extraordinary leaders? The answer to this question might challenge everything you believe about equality and human potential. The concept of equality, so central to our modern societies, deserves closer examination. While equality before the law and equality of opportunity are fundamental principles of a just society, the notion that all individuals are equally capable in all aspects is, at best, an oversimplification, and at worst, an impediment to human progress. Think about it. If we were all truly equal in ability and potential, how would we explain the extraordinary achievements of figures like Einstein, Mozart, or Leonardo da Vinci? Nature, in its infinite wisdom, doesn't create uniformity, but diversity. Each human being is born with a unique set of talents, predispositions, and potentials. Denying this reality doesn't make us more just or compassionate. On the contrary, it prevents us from recognizing and nurturing the unique gifts that each individual brings to the world. It's like trying to force all the pieces of a jigsaw puzzle to fit into the same space. It simply doesn't work, and in the process we lose the beauty of the complete picture. Consider the case of Mozart, whose musical genius manifested before he even turned 10 years old. Or think about Albert Einstein, whose revolutionary thinking redefined our understanding of the universe. These individuals weren't simply products of their environment or equal opportunities. They possessed something intrinsic, a spark of genius that set them apart from their peers. The question we must ask ourselves is, what if each of us had a similar spark waiting to be discovered and nurtured? But greatness isn't limited to intellectual or artistic genius alone. It manifests in countless forms, in the extraordinary compassion of a Mother Teresa, in the revolutionary vision of a Steve Jobs, in the indomitable courage of a Nelson Mandela. Each of these individuals chosen for greatness followed a unique path, often in the face of seemingly insurmountable obstacles. What united them wasn't equal ability, but an equal willingness to pursue their maximum potential, no matter the cost. And here we come to the crux of the matter. The cost of greatness is high. Those who dare to rise above the crowd often face loneliness, misunderstanding, and even hostility. As Nietzsche observed, to be great is to be misunderstood. Society, in its quest for stability and conformity, often views those who stand out with suspicion or fear. It's as if the brightness of their light exposes the shadows that others prefer to ignore. This phenomenon isn't new. Throughout history, visionaries and innovators were often persecuted for their ideas. Galileo was condemned as a heretic for challenging the geocentric view of the universe. Van Gogh lived in obscurity, his art misunderstood in his lifetime. Nikola Tesla, whose inventions shaped the modern world, often struggled against ridicule and marginalization. Each of these individuals faced a crucial choice: to conform and be accepted, or to remain true to their vision and risk rejection. If you were in their place, which choice would you make? But it's precisely this struggle, this isolation, that forges true greatness. It's in the crucible of adversity that extraordinary potential is refined and tempered. Those destined for greatness don't merely endure these challenges. They embrace them as opportunities for growth and self-overcoming. It's as if each obstacle were a step on a staircase leading to heights yet unscaled. The question we must ask ourselves is, are we as a society willing to accept and nurture excellence, or has our pursuit of equality become a leveler that suppresses the extraordinary in favor of the ordinary? Think about the implications of this for a moment. What if, in our well-intentioned attempt to ensure that no one is left behind, we were inadvertently holding back those capable of leading us forward. In many modern cultures, we observe a worrying tendency to celebrate mediocrity. Participation trophies, indiscriminate praise for effort regardless of outcome, the reluctance to recognize and reward true excellence. All these are symptoms of a society that has lost sight of the value of greatness. It's as if we've traded the possibility of extraordinary flights for the guarantee that no one will fall. Theodore Roosevelt once said, "Far better it is to dare mighty things to win glorious triumphs, even though checkered by failure, than to take rank with those poor spirits who neither enjoy much nor suffer much, because they live in the grey twilight that knows neither victory nor defeat." These words resonate with a profound truth. Greatness doesn't lie in the absence of failure, but in the courage to keep trying, to rise above the limitations imposed by ourselves and society. But what if true equality wasn't about ensuring equal outcomes, but about giving each individual the opportunity to pursue their maximum potential, whatever that may be? What if, instead of fearing excellence, we celebrated it in all its diverse forms? Imagine a world where each person was encouraged to discover and cultivate their unique gifts, where greatness was seen not as a threat, but as an inspiration. Have you ever wondered what would be possible if you lived each day as if you were destined for greatness? How would your life change if you woke up every morning with the unshakable conviction that you have an extraordinary purpose to fulfill? This isn't a rhetorical question. It's an invitation to a journey of self-discovery and transformation that could change the course of your life. But what if greatness wasn't something reserved for just a chosen few? What if instead it was a latent potential within each of us, waiting to be awakened and cultivated? This revolutionary perspective challenges us to rethink not just our understanding of greatness, but also our own identity and purpose in life. Imagine for a moment that you are a seed. Within you lies all the potential to become a majestic tree, capable of providing shade, sustenance, and inspiration to countless others. But to realize that potential, you need to be willing to break your comfortable shell, to bury yourself in the darkness of unknown soil, and to struggle relentlessly to reach the light. Are you willing to do that? The concept of inner greatness suggests that true excellence isn't measured by external standards of success or recognition, but by our ability to live according to our deepest values, to relentlessly pursue our goals, and to make a significant difference in the world around us. It's as if each of us carries within us an internal compass, pointing towards our unique version of greatness. The question is, are we willing to follow that direction, even when it leads us into unknown and uncomfortable territories? Cultivating this inner greatness requires a journey of self-knowledge and self-discovery. It demands that we face our fears, question our limiting beliefs, and constantly challenge ourselves to grow and evolve. It's as if we were digging a deep well within ourselves, removing layers of social conditioning and external expectations to discover the pure source of our authenticity and power. As Nietzsche wrote, "Become who you are." This simple phrase encapsulates the essence of the quest for inner greatness. It's not about conforming to an external ideal of success, but about unraveling and fully expressing our unique and authentic nature. It's as if each of us were a unique musical instrument, and our task in life was to discover the music that only we can play. This journey to inner greatness is, paradoxically, both deeply personal and universally relevant. As we strive to reach our highest potential, we not only enrich our own lives, but also inspire and elevate those around us. It's as if, by lighting our own inner flame, we illuminate the path for others to do the same. Consider the great leaders and visionaries of history. Their greatness didn't reside solely in their external achievements, but in their ability to inspire others to achieve their own greatness. Martin Luther King Jr. didn't just fight for civil rights. He articulated a dream that continues to inspire generations. Mahatma Gandhi didn't just lead an independence movement. He demonstrated the transformative power of nonviolence and personal integrity. Each of them was a beacon of possibility, showing what's possible when we live in accordance with our deepest truth. These examples show us that true greatness isn't about being superior to others, but about being the best version of ourselves and, in doing so, elevating all of humanity. It's as if each act of personal courage, each expression of authenticity, each step towards self-realization were a stone thrown into a lake, creating waves of inspiration that extend far beyond ourselves. But how can we cultivate this inner greatness in a world that often seems to value conformity over individuality, mediocrity over excellence? The answer lies in a series of practices and mindsets that we can adopt in our daily lives. First, we must embrace our uniqueness. Each of us possesses a unique combination of talents, experiences, and perspectives. Instead of trying to fit into a predefined mold of success, we should seek ways to express and develop our distinctive qualities. It's as if each of us were a unique piece of a cosmic puzzle, and our task was to discover where we fit perfectly. Second, we must cultivate a growth mindset. Greatness isn't a fixed state, but a continuous process of learning and evolution. We must see challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth and self-overcoming. Each failure, each mistake, each moment of doubt is actually a valuable teacher, guiding us towards the highest version of ourselves. Third, we must develop the courage to be authentic. In a world that often rewards conformity, it takes courage to remain true to oneself and one's values. As Oscar Wilde said, "Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken." This authenticity is like a beacon, attracting to us opportunities, relationships, and experiences that are aligned with our true nature. Finally, we must recognize that greatness isn't a destination, but a journey. It's not about reaching a final point of perfection, but about committing to a continuous process of growth and self-realization. It's as if life were an infinite dance, and our task was to constantly learn new steps, moving with grace and purpose towards an unknown but possibility-filled future. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to thrive in the face of adversity, while others crumble? What separates those who achieve greatness from those who succumb to life's obstacles? The answer to this question might well be the key to unlocking your own extraordinary potential. The path to greatness is rarely smooth or straightforward. It's paved with obstacles, doubts, and moments of despair. But it's precisely these challenges that forge true greatness. As Nietzsche eloquently stated, "You must have chaos within you to give birth to a dancing star." This powerful metaphor reminds us that greatness often emerges from turmoil and adversity. Consider the countless examples of individuals who transformed apparent failure into a springboard for extraordinary success. Thomas Edison, whose inventions revolutionized the modern world, failed thousands of times before perfecting the electric light bulb. When questioned about his failures, he famously responded, "I have not failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This perspective illustrates a fundamental quality of those destined for greatness: the ability to persevere in the face of adversity, to see failures not as endpoints, but as necessary steps on the path to success. It's as if each obstacle were a teacher, each challenge an opportunity for growth. But what differentiates those who succumb to obstacles from those who overcome them and achieve greatness? The answer may lie in what psychologists call grit, a combination of passion and perseverance for long-term goals. Angela Duckworth, in her study on success, discovered that it's not innate talent or even intelligence that best predicts success, but rather this quality of grit. Those who achieve true greatness possess an unwavering determination, an ability to maintain focus on their goals even in the face of setbacks and difficulties. It's as if they had an internal compass constantly pointing towards their true north, regardless of the storms they encounter along the way. But embracing challenge doesn't just mean enduring adversity, it means actively seeking it out as a means of growth and self-improvement. As philosopher Nassim Nicholas Taleb argues in his concept of anti-fragile, certain systems don't just resist stress and chaos, but actually grow stronger from them. Applied to personal development, this concept suggests that to achieve greatness, we must not just accept challenges, but actively seek them out. Each obstacle overcome, each failure faced, makes us stronger, more resilient, and more capable of achieving our highest goals. It's as if each challenge were a weight in our personal development gym, strengthening the muscles of our determination and resilience. However, it's crucial to recognize that the path to greatness is deeply personal. There's no single formula for success, no predetermined path that guarantees the realization of our highest potential. Each individual must discover their own journey, guided by their inner passion and sense of purpose. It's as if each of us were an explorer in unknown territory, charting our own map as we advance. This is perhaps the greatest challenge of all, having the courage to follow our own path, even when it diverges from societal expectations or established norms. As Ralph Waldo Emerson wrote, "Do not go where the path may lead, go instead where there is no path and leave a trail." Those destined for greatness are often the pioneers, the visionaries who dare to imagine possibilities that others can't see. They're the ones willing to risk ridicule and failure in pursuit of something greater than themselves. It's as if they had one eye turned towards a future that only they can envision, and the courage to work tirelessly to make that vision a reality. But this path isn't for the faint of heart. It requires tremendous willpower, an unshakable belief in oneself and one's vision. As Nietzsche reminds us, he who has a why to live can bear almost any how. It's this sense of purpose, this deep conviction in the importance of our mission, that sustains us through the darkest moments, that propels us forward when everyone else has given up. It's as if we've lit an inner flame so intense that no external storm could extinguish it. But how can we cultivate this resilience, this ability to face and overcome obstacles? The answer may lie in a fundamental shift in perspective. Instead of seeing challenges as barriers to our success, we can begin to view them as opportunities for growth and learning. Imagine each obstacle as a teacher, each failure as a lesson. When we face a difficulty, instead of asking ourselves, "Why is this happening to me?" we can ask, "What is this teaching me? How can I use this experience to become stronger, wiser, more capable?" This shift in mindset not only helps us overcome obstacles, but also allows us to extract value from every experience, transforming even our greatest challenges into springboards for growth and success. Moreover, it's crucial to recognize that the journey to greatness isn't a straight line. It's a path full of curves, dead ends, and unexpected detours. But each wrong turn, each false start, is an opportunity for learning and growth. As Thomas Edison said after his many failed attempts to create the electric light bulb, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This perspective reminds us that failure isn't the opposite of success, but an integral part of it. Each failure brings us one step closer to greatness, as long as we're willing to learn from it and persist in our journey. But perhaps the most crucial aspect of overcoming obstacles and embracing challenges is the ability to maintain focus on our larger vision. It's easy to get lost in the day-to-day details, in the small frustrations and setbacks. But those who achieve true greatness have the ability to keep their eyes fixed on the horizon, on their ultimate goal, even when the immediate path ahead seems obscure or challenging. It's like climbing a mountain. From afar, we see only the majestic peak, our ultimate goal. But as we begin to climb, we find ourselves focused on the small steps in front of us, on the rocks we need to scale, on the obstacles we need to overcome. It's crucial to maintain both perspectives, the ultimate goal that inspires and motivates us, and the immediate steps we need to take to get there. And here we come to a fundamental truth about greatness. It's not a destination, but a journey. It's not something we achieve and then stop, but a continuous process of growth, learning, and self-overcoming. Each obstacle overcome, each challenge faced, leads us not to an endpoint, but to a new plateau from which we can see even further, dream even higher, and strive to reach even greater heights. So, the next time you encounter an obstacle in your path, remember, this isn't the end of your journey, but merely the beginning of a new chapter, a chapter that, if you choose to embrace it with courage and determination, might well be the one that leads you to heights you never imagined possible. Greatness is calling. The obstacles are there not to stop you, but to test you, to strengthen you, to prepare you for the even greater challenges and even sweeter rewards that lie ahead. The question is, are you ready to answer that call? Are you ready to embrace the challenges, overcome the obstacles, and embark on the extraordinary journey that will lead you to your own unique version of greatness? Remember, Greatness isn't meant for everyone, but it's available to anyone who has the courage to pursue it, the resilience to face the challenges it presents, and the determination to keep moving forward, no matter how difficult the path may seem. And now, as we reflect on this journey to greatness, on the obstacles we face and the challenges we embrace, a fundamental question emerges. How can we incorporate this pursuit of greatness into our everyday lives? How can we transform these principles into concrete actions that bring us closer to our highest potential? The answer to this question isn't simple, but it's profoundly transformative. It begins with a daily commitment to live according to our highest values, to relentlessly pursue our goals, and to make a significant difference in the world around us. It's a commitment to constantly challenge ourselves, to step out of our comfort zone, and to embrace the unknown with courage and curiosity. Imagine waking up each morning with a renewed sense of purpose, with the conviction that each day is a new opportunity to take a step towards your personal greatness. Imagine approaching each challenge not with fear or hesitation, but with enthusiasm, seeing it as a chance to grow, learn, and become stronger. This mindset, this approach to life, is what separates those who achieve true greatness from those who merely dream about it. It's what transforms obstacles into opportunities, failures into lessons, and challenges into springboards for success. But remember, the journey to greatness isn't about perfection. It's not about never failing or never facing doubts. It's about persisting despite these things. It's about getting up every time you fall, about learning from every mistake, and about continuing to move forward even when the path ahead seems uncertain. Greatness is within you, waiting to be awakened. It's in your passions, in your dreams, in your determination to make a difference. It's in the courage to be authentically you, to follow your own path, even when it diverges from the conventional route. So, the final question I leave you with is this: what will you do with your potential for greatness? How will you choose to live each day, knowing that within you resides the capacity to achieve the extraordinary? The choice is yours. The path lies before you. Greatness is calling. Will you answer?